Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Y'all, my package arrived. It has arrived. I am so incredibly excited. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I know it looks like I kind of have a black eye, but I'm telling you, it is the prettiest black eye you ever did see. I am so excited. My Glamlite X ScoobyDoo palettes finally arrived. I am so excited. Guys, just wow. These are exactly what I wanted them to be. They are as beautiful, more so. They are even more beautiful in real life than they are in the pictures, in any of the reviews that I have seen online. I don't know how you could dive into this palette and not be just incredibly just wowed by it. They really are phenomenal. They're just, I don't have words. I don't have words for how incredibly breathtaking these palettes are. So I did order both palettes. I ordered the Rutro Raggy, and then I ordered the Creeps and Crawls. So we got both palettes. I couldn't not order both palettes. So, and also they had a bundle on the Glamlite website. You could get both palettes for, I think it was like 38 bucks. So really not super expensive at all either. You know, definitely more than I usually spend on a palette, but it is ScoobyDoo, and I really just like, I couldn't help myself. So I used the Creeps and Crawls palette for this eye look, guys. Just, oh, okay. So this is the packaging. Excuse me, I got excited. So this is the packaging. Let's talk about the packaging real quick first. So it is a really beautiful, waxy, soft touch, kind of like almost velvety kind of packaging. It is very much cardboard, but it's waxed, and it feels very, very smooth. It's very soft touch. Also, everything is beautifully engraved as well. The ScoobyDoo is like, you can feel it. It's etched into the cardboard, so it's raised. The actual imaging on the packaging is absolutely beautiful. I feel that the packaging mirrors the colors inside amazingly. Looking at the packaging, you really get a feel for the color story inside, and I appreciate that. When I look at a palette, or when I look at the packaging of a palette, I want to get a feel for the color story that's inside, and this delivers on that 100%. So you have this gorgeous, gorgeous picture of Shaggy doing what he does best, running away from the scary stuff on the front of the packaging, and then on the back you have the list of ingredients, and then a big etched ScoobyDoo and a beautifully kind of like carved little bat there on the back. So incredibly beautiful. Guys, are you ready for me to open this palette? Because okay, so you open it up, you have a really beautiful, nice sized mirror. And then you also have a really beautiful picture of a witch on the front. Just so pretty. I'm going to cover the mirror so I don't blind you guys. But that is the picture of the witch on the inside. Very creepy, very villain-esque, and so beautiful. And then, did I just scratch my palette? I did. I just scratched my palette. I got excited and scratched it. It's okay. This is what the actual color story looks like. Very deep, very dark, very just, you know, things that go bump in the night. So incredibly beautiful. So I did try to use as many of these shades as I possibly could on my eye. I believe I used this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. I used dang near everything. I tried to pack as much on my eye as I possibly could. Guys, they performed absolutely beautifully. They are nice, deep, dark, mattes, so there is a little bit of blending involved, but I didn't experience any patching. I didn't experience any, it was not difficult to blend. It is just about as effortless as a deep dark matte can be. The shimmers, on the other hand, guys, I want to give you a close-up of this eye look really quickly. Can you see how beautifully opaque and glittery and gorgeous that is? I don't have any glitter glue on my eyelid. I didn't wet my brush down. I really wanted to go into this an everyday kind of makeup user. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit more experienced than maybe the everyday makeup enthusiast, right? I sit here and I kind of review makeup and play with makeup in every single day, right? So I think I'm pretty well versed when it comes to makeup. But I didn't want to do all the tricks and tricks of the trade. I just wanted to go at this like an everyday makeup enthusiast. I didn't overly prime my lid. I didn't use any concealer. I went in with my Milani eyeshadow primer. Did a layer of that all over my lid. I didn't set it down with powder. I just kind of went for it. I started with this nice, beautiful, deep, dark blue and then kind of worked my way up from there. But the shimmers, they packed on. I used a flat, dense packing brush to pack on the shimmers. Again, no glitter glue. I didn't spray down my brush. And they packed on so incredibly beautifully. I was not expecting them to be that easy to use. A lot of times, even with Beauty Bay shimmers, I love the Beauty Bay metallics. But sometimes they can be a little bit difficult to pick up with a brush. Sometimes you need to spray your brush down. Use a glitter glue. I didn't have to do any of that with these, and they just went on. They just do exactly what you want them to do. Now, for this to be my very first Glamlite experience, guys, I gotta tell you, at this point, I am ready to give them a 10 out of 10. It is absolutely gorgeous. I do want to swatch a couple of these for you guys. I want to swatch this one and this one, because these are the two that I have on. These are the two I have on my eye at the moment. I mean, do you see how beautifully opaque and sparkly and glittery they are? On top of that, guys, they are very, very gorgeous, very glittery eyeshadows, right? I didn't experience hardly any fallout. I did have a tiny bit of fallout with the mattes, but I was really packing them on. I did a little bit of a spotlight eye, so I was really packing the mattes onto my eye. I did experience just a bit of fallout with the mattes. Nothing terrible though. But the shimmers, I had absolutely none. Maybe a glitter fleck here or there, but they were not crumbly. They just have a really beautiful kind of body to them. They have a creaminess to them. I would say they're more buttery than creamy. They have this kind of slip and butteriness to them without being too thick, without being crumbly or flaky in any way. They're just gorgeous, beautiful, smooth, shimmery, just goodness. I am so excited. I cannot tell you. I can't tell you. I'm sitting here trying to tell you how incredibly impressed I am with this palette so far. I haven't touched these two darker purples yet, so I do want to go in and see what they look like so far. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so excited. Oh my goodness gracious. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Guys, I might have found a new favorite eyeshadow brand. And that makes me so sad because I have missed out on so many Glamlite releases. Though I will say Glamlite is a little bit out of my price range on the norm. This is one of the more affordable collections that they have released to date. Nothing in this collection was over $20. The only thing that makes me sad is the fact that I was not able to get the highlighter, and that is the only other part of this collection that I wanted so incredibly badly. I think I might try to go on the Glamlite website and see if I can still order it, see if it's still available, because the way that these shimmers are performing just lets me know that that highlighter is probably going to be absolutely just breathtaking as well. So the next palette that we got is the Ruh-Roh Reggae eyeshadow palette. Guys, packaging on this is incredible as well. You guys know how I feel about my greens, and this is just my very, very favorite kind of grungy toxic green color. So beautiful. You have the graphic on the front of Shaggy and Scooby. obviously terrified. And it's just so cute. Very reminiscent, very nostalgic, very reminiscent of, you know, it just makes me remember sitting in front of the TV Saturday mornings, watching Scooby-Doo, watching them run away continuously from the bad guy, yet somehow end up prevailing in the end every single time. I just love it so very much. Packaging, again, very much the same. Really beautiful soft touch matte cardboard packaging. And then you have the raised Scooby-Doo logo on the front. On the back, same deal, list of ingredients. And then again, a beautifully etched Scooby-Doo logo and this beautiful, nice big bat. So you open it up, and guys, this one is just... this is so pretty. So this is the color story. Again, you have the nice big mirror, but instead of a witch, you have, I don't know, what is that? I don't remember his name, but the iconic monster from Scooby-Doo. It's so beautiful. And then this is your color story. So a bunch, again, you've got some really beautiful, deep, dark, grungy, dingy kind of mattes. The centerpiece being this really gorgeous, very grungy kind of off green color. So incredibly beautiful. And then you have this row of, can I say incredible or beautiful or stunning? I've got to look up some more adjectives for amazing, because I just say the same words over and over again, but it's because there is no other way to describe them other than blindingly beautiful, just glittery. Ooh, they're so pretty. Now, I haven't stuck my fingers into any of these shades yet. I wanted to experience at least one palette with you guys. So we're going to do a couple of swatches on this palette. I think I already know that the mattes, because I experienced the mattes in the other palette, I already know the mattes are going to be amazing. I, of course, want to swatch this grungy green. That's what it looks like on the finger. Swatched out, that's what it looks like. They maybe don't swatch the absolute best, but I will tell you what, swatches are not everything. They feel gorgeous on the fingers, silky and smooth and velvety, but they go on the eye absolutely effortlessly. I also want to swatch this really gorgeous kind of like cobalt blue. So pretty. I love that everything is just slightly off. There is no way to... Excuse me again. There is no way to use this palette and not get a slightly grungy, kind of off, kind of almost dirty looking eye, which is the whole vibe of the release. So I'm so into it. But I just love the slightly off, slightly muted kind of color story. It just screams. And especially when you think about it, Scooby-Doo modeled in the 70s, you know, the off dingy kind of colors were very big back then. So I think that the color story is very appropriate. You also have this gorgeous grungy teal as well. So pretty. So those are all three of the brighter mattes swatched next to each other. And then you have a matte black, which you guys know I already love. And then you have a matte deep dark blue. Now there are a couple of similarities in the palettes. Both of them each have this really gorgeous, like deep dark blue. I believe it's the same shade in each palette. But that is the... Did I scratch my palette again? But that is the only similarity across both of these palettes. I think they each have a black and they each have that deep dark blue. But other than that, everything is very different. You know what? No, they're not the same blue. So I'm going to swatch the deep dark blue in the Creeps and Crawls, and then let's swatch. Okay, so they're different. So you see, one is a really gorgeous deep kind of blueberry color, and the other one I would say is more of like a deep kind of blackberry color. It is almost black with just like the slightest undertone of blue. So no, they're not the same. So no crossover between the two palettes, but what I am super intrigued about in this palette are, of course, the shimmers. And you guys already know this one right in the center is the one that is calling to me the absolute most. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. It is glittery and metallic and so incredibly reflective. This one has the smallest amount of sheerness to it, but still very, very opaque. I feel like if you packed that on, you really would get a nice opaque laydown of that. That is incredibly stunning. I want to go into this really pretty purple shade as well. Let's see if I have a clean finger. Let's go into this purple shade. And that's what that looks like. And this one has a little bit of a shift because it looks very, very purple to me, but it is coming off very, very blue on camera. So that lets me know that it is a duochrome. So it's a like beautiful like purple shade. Can you see? Well, it looks blue on the camera too. So it has a gorgeous like deep royal blue, purple kind of base to it. And then it shifts this really gorgeous kind of almost like a cerulean, like really beautiful deep ocean blue. So, so pretty. And then this shade as well, this one right here. Oh, it's just has absolutely no right being this pretty. And that one is just a really gorgeous kind of like dingy purple color. Guys, these are just absolutely stunning. They are so sparkly and so beautiful. I do want to use this on camera with you guys just so I'm not sitting here for the entire video just oohing and eyeing over these shadows. Though I could do that very, very easily for a good 2-3 hours and really not mind at all. But I do want to show you guys how I got this eye look. Again, here is a close-up of it. I will, of course, list everything that I used for this eye look in the description box below, along with the links to my other socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. I do have a TikTok coming on this eye, and I always post finished pictures over on Facebook and Instagram. So if you guys are trying to get like a closer look at it, definitely head on over there and check it out. The links to that will be in my description box as well. So going into the Creeps and Crawls palette, oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to go into this e.l.f. brush. This is my e.l.f. eye crease brush. It is just a feeny kind of fluffy blender. I call it a detail blender though. And I already have my eye primed. I used the Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm going to go in with this gorgeous deep blue matte first. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm doing a halo eye. So I'm going to start by packing this on the outer corner and just kind of start mapping out my shape. I am using very, very small amounts of product at a time. There's not a ton of kick up in the pan, but there is some that are not like super, super firmly pressed, which I appreciate because it makes it easier to pick up on the brush. Excuse me. It makes it easier to pick up on the brush, but it just means that you just don't have to dig your brush into the pan. A gentle tap will give you all of the pigmentation you need. And I'm just going to start by mapping out the outer edges of my eye. And I'm not really focused on blending at the moment. I'm really just packing that pigment on and mapping out my shape. This color, I think, is so, so pretty. It is this gorgeous, deep, like, blueberry color. Oh, it has got like this, it's got like more of a black base, but then when the light hits it and you sheer it out just a little bit, you get that almost glowing kind of blue hint, like tint to it. It's so pretty. It's almost black with like a blue halo. I'm also going to pack this on my inner corner as well. My eyes are pretty watery today, so I'm not sure if it's going to stick to my inner corner as much as I want it to. Just like that. Not bringing it too far into my eye. Just keeping it on the very outsides. Honestly, a halo eye is probably the only eye shape or eye makeup shape that I struggle with. And I'm not sure why I struggle with it as much as I do. The only thing I can think of is just because I don't have that much eye space or lid space. I struggle with managing that space. So I'm really trying to work on my halo eye technique. If you guys know anything about that, or if there are any tips you guys could give me, I am always open to learning anything new. But I'm trying to, I think I'm getting better at it. Each time I attempt a halo eye, I get better and better and better at it. I think the biggest part of a halo eye is just kind of knowing where to put your colors, right? And knowing how to manage the space that you have on your eye. So now I've got a nice deep dark inner and outer corner. I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to wipe it off a little bit on my towel. And again, I packed on all of that black or that dark blue pigment and really don't have too much fallout to speak of. Now I'm going to go into this slightly lighter blue, this more kind of like turquoisey teal color. Taking the same brush, I'm going to go in and slightly overlap and start blending out this darker blue. I want to make sure that I don't have any patching. I want to make sure that everything is nice and even. I've got a nice even laydown of pigment. And I want to start fading that darker blue, kind of blending it out with the lighter one in towards the center of my eye. Now I'm following the natural contour of my eye, just to give me an idea of how high to take the shadow. And I'm just using small amounts of product at a time. You can always add, never subtract. It is always much easier to add more shadow than it is to take it off once you've put it on your lid. And I'm just using very gentle pressure with back and forth motions to kind of inch that pigment closer in towards the center of my eye. Now I do want to make sure to leave the center of my eye as bare as I can, but you see how beautifully those two colors have blended together? There's absolutely no patching. They're going on beautifully opaque. And this is a super easy kind of halo eye, because we're going to put a shimmer in the center, and the shimmer in the center is really what is going to do most of the work for us. We're just kind of building the shape right now. And that's about it. Now it's time for the very fun part. We're going to take our flat packing brush, and first we're going to go into this gorgeous purple shade, this one right here. And I wish that I could show this to you guys in a way that you could see just how incredibly beautiful it really is, because I'm telling you, the camera is just not doing it justice. There is such a luster and such a sparkle to this shadow. It is superior. I honestly think it is the best shimmer formula I have used, if not ever, in a very long time. It instantly replaced my Beauty Bay formula. If that tells you anything, I instantly adored these even more than I adored my Beauty Bay shimmers. So I'm just going to take that on a flat packing brush, and I'm going to start pressing that right into the center of my eye. And I'm going to use this shimmer to connect and finish my shape, and then fill in any open space I have left on my eye. And again, I am putting this on with no concealer. There is no glitter glue. It is going straight onto an unset eyeshadow primer. And look how beautifully opaque that is. It is absolutely stunning. It's going on with a wet brush. I'm just really pressing it onto the eye and making sure I really press it down onto the primer. But that is just, it is spectacular. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I did not expect, I knew that I was gonna love these palettes, I knew that I was going to love them, but I didn't anticipate the sheer joy. I genuinely love makeup. I genuinely love makeup. It is truly my happy place. And I cannot tell you the amount of joy that I am experiencing playing with these shadows. Oh, okay, so I'm going to go into this deep blue shimmer now. I'm going to use the same brush. I just kind of wiped it off on my towel just a little bit. Now I'm going to focus most of my pigment right on the tip of this brush. And I'm going to take this right on the very outer edges of that deep purple. And I'm going to use this to really kind of blend that line between the matte and the shimmer. Very, very gentle pressure with circular buffing motions. Taking that all the way up to the line and down to my lash line. And I'm going to do the same thing on the inner portion. Just kind of blending that line, making sure there are no harsh edges. We want everything to look incredibly seamless. Everything is just gonna flow. And guys, it's done. I didn't have to use my finger. I didn't have to wet my brush down. I literally just used but I do think a dense packing brush is the way to go when it comes to these shimmers, because they're really gonna help you to pack that pigmentation on. It is so like shifty and sparkly and just absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it looks like cloud nebula. It looks like a galaxy on my eye. It is so incredibly beautiful. I'm gonna take this Beetlejuice X Revolution. This is a fluffy eyeshadow brush. It's fluffy, but it's also flat. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna, again, just gonna dip the very, very tip of it right into this gorgeous kind of like almost pastel purple. And I'm going to use this around the edges of that deep dark shadow. And I'm just going to use this to help soften this edge a little bit, just because I think it looks, you could definitely leave it this way if you wanted to, but I wanted to soften it up a little bit and smoke it out, make it a little bit softer, just because it is such a deep, dark kind of eye look. I wanted to kind of smoke it out, give it just a little bit of a softer kind of edge. Help it kind of blend into my face just a little bit more, taking very, very small amounts of product at a time. And this pastel matte is absolutely gorgeous, beautifully pigmented, but buildable as well. So you can really kind of control your opacity. And I'm really taking care to not rub off any of that shimmer. I'm just very, very gently going over the line of that darker shadow all the way to my inner tear duct and just kind of smoking it out a bit, helping to soften it up a little bit. And this is going to take it from being something very, very harsh to something that's a little bit softer, a little bit sexier, but still very, very grungy. And there's just something about that soft, like light purple kind of smoke around the upper edge, I think just adds a lot to this eye look. And I'm not taking it all the way up to my brow, just kind of tucking it right up underneath and really just kind of focusing on softening that line so that it looks like it's gently fading up towards my eyebrow. Now, the only problem, the only qualm I have with this eyeshadow palette is there is nothing in here that could be a highlight shade. There is no super light kind of highlighting shade in here, but that's okay. We're going to take my AOA, this is my AOA E123. E124, it is my teeny tiny little pencil brush. We're going to go into the lightest blue shimmer, this gorgeous, gorgeous like aquamarine shimmer color. We're going to take a little bit of that on my pointed pencil brush and put it right here on the inner corner of the eye. Just a little bit of a lighter pop to kind of break up a little bit of the darkness right there on the inner corner. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to take this Moda. This is a Moda small shader. Again, it is another eyeshadow brush. This one's just a little bit smaller and not quite as fluffy. And I'm going to take it into this gorgeous, gorgeous, deep kind of maroony, I want to say like maroony magenta. It's not quite maroon. It's not burgundy. We'll go in there, and we're just going to take this along the lower lash line, and then we'll clean up a little bit of the fallout that we have going on. I'm just taking this all the way along my lower lash line. I don't want to make this too dark. All I really want to do is just continue that purple around my eye. I almost want to make it look like a mask, you know? You ever see, that was my inspiration for this look. Do you remember like they would have the screen would fade to black, and then you would just have these kind of like pointy eyes. They were usually like purple or blue. They would have these pointy kind of eyes on the screen and on a black screen. That was kind of what I was going for. Like just kind of like that shape. So I'm going to take a little bit of this deep kind of, I want to say almost like a plum. That's what it is. It's like a deep plum color. Take that all the way underneath the eye. I'm going to take the same brush, wipe off that deeper pigment. I'm going to go back in to that kind of pastel purple and use that to slightly soften just a little bit so that the bottom lash line isn't quite so stark. Just like that. And then the pièce de résistance for this look, the thing that's going to bring our little bit of a pop of color. This thing comes in and saves the day for me every single time. This is the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliner in the shade Swell. It is the most gorgeous electric blue eyeliner you will ever use. It is stunning. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring that through my entire waterline. It just makes the biggest difference. That bright pop of blue on the waterline kind of breaks up all that darkness, gives your eye something, it kind of like anchors the eye in a way, helps to open things up a little bit. You definitely could use a black there. You could use a purple, whatever floats your boat, baby girl. I just wanted to do a little bit of a pop of electric blue. And that's pretty much it. We're not going to go with a brow bone highlight. We're not going to do any of that. I, of course, will line my upper lash line with my my e.l.f. No Budge liner. If I can find it, I put it away and can't find it again. My e.l.f. No Budge liner. I'm going to line my upper waterline with that just to help out my lash line a bit, help to define the eye a bit more. And then I think what is a perfect addition to this eye is this. This is the Heart Candy Stroke of Gorgeous Color Liquid Eyeliner. This is in the shade Like Royalty. It is an absolutely beautiful glittery kind of purple liner. So pretty. I'm going to line my upper lash line with this. I don't want to do a super thick line, but I just want to do a little bit just to add a little something to the eye look. And then I'm going to do the tiniest little wing. I will add my mascara, and I will, of course, post my finished pictures Guys, all in all, this collection has a 100% mama seal of approval. I think it is absolutely stunning. I experienced quite a large amount of joy playing with all of the shimmers and the mattes. It makes me want to kick myself that I haven't played with the Glamlite formula before. I will 100% be paying very, very close attention to any releases they choose to do in the near future. They are 100% going on my Christmas wish list. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I have been trying to upload True Love Tuesday all day. It is not uploading. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I can get this video uploaded for you guys really, really soon. If you guys have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, or even constructive criticism, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up before you leave. Let me know that you guys are liking what I'm doing. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting here playing with some absolutely amazing, amazing makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. Until next time, my beautiful, amazing mamas, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.